Hi, I'm Matt with James River Equipment, and today we're going to go through the model year 24 and model year 25 1025R tractors and the differences that you'll find between the two. They've only got about 4 months difference in production between these two models, but there are 5 main differences between these two tractors that you're going to want to know about. First, there's a new air restriction indicator on the 25 model that allows you to monitor airflow into your tractor. And it looks pretty much the same way it did in model year 24 tractors. However, if you look right here underneath the air filter intake tube, there is an air restriction indicator right here. And it kind of works exactly like the ones on your bagger on your mower, that when it senses an obstruction or less airflow, it turns red and kind of goes, hey, there's a problem here. So why is that important for your tractor? Well, on your tractor, your airflow is what makes your horsepower, and it's what helps your engine run efficiently. So if there's too much dust and debris build up inside your air filter, this will indicate that to you with a simple glance under the hood. So while you're checking oil and getting ready to run for the day, you can take a glance at that at the same time and make sure that your air filter is right where it needs to be. A great feature for peace of mind. Second, there is a brand new LED display with USB charging on the tractor for all your electronic goods. So now on the 24 model, we'll just refresh your memory. So this is the traditional old dash. It's got your normal warning lights and temperature gauge and hour meter, and then the display that kind of tells you if you need to shift from neutral to drive and what have you. The all new display has a little bit more information and is a little more feature rich. It's all LED, park neutral, high and low indicator, brighter, easier to read. Just all around improved functionality for this feature on your tractor. So just like your iPads and your phones and tablets have, you've got a USB-C charging port here in addition to the traditional 12-volt plug. So now you can run a sprayer that's electric off the back or a spreader at the same time that you can charge your phone. So a little bit more versatility. Third, there's a brand new placement of the hydraulic pump so that it's easier access and third function ready, making third function installs cheaper and more affordable. So as you look at the top of the Model 25 tractor and compare it with the 24, you're really not going to see anything around the mid valve that tells you it's different. So take a look at the screen. We're going to throw up some diagrams of the Model 25 versus the 24. That way you can see how it's oriented differently, and there's a little bit extra space around there for plumbing that third function. So one place that you can see that difference though is now they narrowed up the frame. If you come around to the back of the tractor, I can show you how that works. You're going to notice the frame looks as it always has. Your tires are 48 inches to the outside of them. But if you pay attention to the distance between the frame and the tire, you'll notice a completely different thing when we move over to the 1025 25-year model. The frame is a good bit narrower. You'll see how the plate is kind of on the inside, not the outside of the ROPS. And there's this collar or spacer here that gets your turnbuckle to the same position as it was on the Model 24 to keep your geometry the same as far as hooking up and everything. But you'll notice a little bit of tightening in where the frame lies on this tractor. Still a 48-inch measuring working width to the outside of the tires, but the frame's a little different to make room again for that mid valve. 4, the all-new tandem pump, which has less parasitic loss, giving you more horsepower. So that matters for all things where you're spinning something. So, you know, a mower deck, a belly mower, a 3-point brush cutter, or a tiller, that's gonna matter to you because you have less parasitic loss and more power for your implements and attachments. You're gonna have about a 1 horsepower PTO increase on your tractor. And 5, the new smart connector, which is included on all model year 25 and later 1025R tractors. So with this change, you can now go online and download the Equipment mobile app by John Deere, which will allow you Bluetooth connectivity to your tractor to give you specifics about maintenance needs, hours until your next maintenance. It's a real simple app that allows you a little bit of insight into where your tractor is and what needs to be done next. This will allow you to do preventative maintenance and kind of make sure your tractor's in its utmost health for the task at hand. So the way this is different from the Model 24 tractor is you have this wiring harness that's all new. It's included in every 1025R moving forward. And it brings the diagnostic ports and the Bluetooth connection over to this side of the tractor, opposite from where the fuse box is. You'll see that there's not a whole lot going on the Model 24 1025R. There's no plugs, there's no Bluetooth, There's no wiring harness coming across the back of the motor. And as we move over to the 1025 of the 25-year model, and you'll notice the connector here, which is on every tractor, but on the other ones it was over on the other side. And then you'll see the wiring's just a little bit different in behind here to allow for Bluetooth connectivity through that smart connector. Make sure you stop by your local James River Equipment to see all these features and get in the seat of your new 1025R tractor. Like, share, and follow so you don't miss the next innovative thing by John Deere.